Well, good evening, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this August 29th, 2023. I'm hoping everybody's having a great Tuesday out there so far. Hope everybody has a great Tuesday evening. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well and also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Okay, in today's video, we're going to be talking about your forecast for Wednesday and Thursday across the nation. Also, we're going to take a look at some information on Hurricane Idalia, which now has 100 miles per hour winds as the latest advisory at 5 p.m. Also, we're going to take a look at the weather radar, centered pretty much just around the southeastern United States because that's the big topic story right now. We may take a look at some other locations as well. And also, we're going to take a look at the Watches Warning Advisory map. And also, we're going to take a look at more information about Hurricane Idalia, the tropical storm force winds, where they're going to occur. Also, we're going to take a look at the storm surge. Also, we're going to take a look at the rainfall totals across the southeast. And also, we're going to take a look at a few other products as well. We may even take a look at Franklin as well. We'll just stick around through the entire video. But right now, the main topic is Hurricane Idalia, which is expected to become a major Hurricane Idalia sometime later on this evening or on early Wednesday morning. Alright, if you're a new viewer and you have not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button today. And that way you get my forecast twice per day. Unless something comes up that I cannot do it. Other than that, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Like these videos and also share these videos on social media with everybody. And that would be great. Alright, but let's go ahead and get the show on the road here, folks. We got a lot to discuss in this video. So let's go ahead and get the show on the road here, folks. Alright. As you can see here, we got quiet conditions there for Quebec, Canada, back in the southern Canada, portions of the southwestern Canada region. Also back down to Montreal, Toronto, Canada, back over toward Michigan, Wisconsin, and Minnesota. All the way back over toward portions of Washington State, Oregon, down through San Francisco, Los Angeles, Gulf of California, northern and central Mexico, across portions of New Mexico, also into Utah, Wyoming, back to the Dakotas, all the way down toward Dallas and Houston area, back over toward Tennessee, up toward the Chicago, Illinois area, and back over toward Pennsylvania and West Virginia. We got some showers and storms over portions of Texas and Mexico there as well, and also northwest Mexico into southern Arizona and New Mexico. A little bit just south of Denver, Colorado, in the Colorado area. Also in the port of Oregon, it's up towards Seattle, Washington, right in the Vancouver, Canada, southern Canada, and also through Montana and North Dakota. Red slashed area over here in portion of Idaho and North Dakota. Some heavy rain and flash flooding possible. We got showers and storms standing up here in southeast Canada through Maine, all the way back to New Hampshire, also to New York, Boston, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., through Virginia, through the Carolinas, all the way down to the Gulf Coast region, and to the Gulf of Mexico, down to the Florida Keys, including Miami and Atlanta metro area, Georgia, and Columbia, South Carolina, and Raleigh, North Carolina. The red slashed area is in the yellow slashed area. Heavy rains in the red slashed area, and flash flooding is likely. Also, the yellow slashed area, severe weather with tornadoes, damaging winds up to 60, 70, maybe 80 miles per hour in some of the area as well. This is tropical. It would be a tropical storm, Idalia, by the time rolls around by Wednesday. This is where the current location is with the National Hurricane Center's guide. Here's Hurricane Franklin, located just northwest of the Bermuda as well on Wednesday. Let's take a look at your Thursday forecast. As you can see, we got quiet conditions there from Quebec, Canada, through southern Canada, back to portions of southwestern Canada. Also through Maine, also to Montreal, Toronto, Canada, through Boston, New York, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., over toward West Virginia, through Kentucky, down toward Atlanta metro area, also down toward the Houston and Dallas area of Texas, northern central Mexico, through New Mexico, up toward Denver, Colorado, also in the port of Montana, through the Dakotas, also into Minnesota as well, Wisconsin, back through Idaho, Nevada, over toward San Francisco, Los Angeles, and the Gulf of California. We got showers over here in southern Canada, around the Vancouver area, through Seattle, Washington, through Oregon, Northern California. Showers and storm, portion of Idaho, Wyoming, Utah, also part of Colorado, down through Arizona, New Mexico, and northwestern Mexico as well. Showers and storms also down in the Panhandle, Florida, also back to southern Louisiana through the Florida Keys, Miami area, also through portions of southeast Georgia, through the Carolinas, also toward Virginia. We're in the red slashed area. There could be some heavy rain and flash flooding over here in eastern North Carolina. And there is Idalia. Will be a tropical storm still setting off the coast of North and South Carolina. If you missed today's video earlier, the storm looked like it's going to take a path back this way and head toward Florida. Once again on the west side. So we'll have to keep an eye on this here and see if it's going to impact Florida once again. It could, if it do, it could regain hurricane status once again, maybe become a 1 or a 2 once again, and maybe hit the west coast side of Florida, or even move into Georgia or South Carolina. So we'll have to keep an eye on that as well. But that's your Thursday forecast at this time. All right, here's a look at the satellite imagery of Hurricane Idalia. Hurricane Idalia getting a little better organized, trying to form an eye in this little location right in here. You can see we got deep convection around the center of rotation. Also, we got squalls, showers, and storms moving across the Florida Keys, also into much of Florida as well this evening, bringing in some severe weather for you guys as well. The National Hurricane Center cone from the NOAA National Hurricane Center, that is, on Hurricane Idalia. And then we're going to take a look at the model runs, and then we're going to take a look at the intensity guidance after that. All right. 5 p.m. Look at how big the wind field is. It's getting bigger and bigger. When it gets on land, the wind field will expand. It's going to expand a little bigger as it gets on land. Right now, it's sucking up all that moisture and warm water from the Gulf of Mexico to make this system intensify as it continues to move to the north and then eventually off to the north and northeast. All righty. As you can see at 5 p.m., if you're tracking this at home, it's located in latitude 26.1 north, longitude 84.8 west. Maximum sustained winds are near 100 miles an hour with higher gusts, and the movement is to the north at 16 miles per hour. Expect this movement to increase in forward speed as we continue to move on through the evening hours and into the morning hours as well into your Wednesday. Currently, it's a Category 2 hurricane with winds of 74 to 110 miles per hour. As soon as it gets to 111, it will become an 111 to 125, I think it is, or 24. It is classified as a major hurricane. So I would not be surprised maybe later on tonight this system could become a major hurricane. Maybe around the 11 o'clock advisory. So just a heads up on that, folks. But we still expect a strong hurricane, Category 1 hurricane over southeast Georgia, southern Georgia. Strong tropical storm, maybe winds up to 65, 70 miles an hour still. They call it for 60, but it could be 65 if it still continues to feed in off the warm Atlantic water. Could still produce some maybe 70 miles per hour wind or 65 miles per hour wind, but it keeps on going into a tropical storm status. All right, all the way through Saturday. All right, here's the latest computer model runs. This is the National Hurricane Center model runs from the hurricane models. This is the current position of the storm. All of them well compacted, as forecasted well to go into the Big Bend region of Florida. All of them takes it across southern Georgia, southeast Georgia, into southern South Carolina. All the way, it moves out somewhere over there around the coast of the Horry County area of South Carolina, maybe even Georgetown, South Carolina region. Move on out to sea. Some of the models still takes it, curves it up. Some of the computer models even swings it around back this way. So that's why I said, will it go this way? Will it go this way? That's why I said some of the computer models are still hinting that this system may swing back to the left. So I would not be surprised if you see that happen later on down. Right now, it's located at Category 2 hurricanes. Some of them do take it up to a Category 3. That's why the National Hurricane Center is still going with a Category 3. Will it reach Category 4 status? Looking less likely at this time, but there's a possibility. Depends on. But if it keeps moving quickly as it is, it may just ramp up to. It's going to just ramp up to a Category 3, and that'll be about all she wrote there on that department. All right, let's take a look at the weather radar across the southeastern United States. We're going to take a look at Hurricane Idalia. Trying to get the map to come up with the moisture on it. Here we go. All right, as you can see here, the moisture, the national weather, the radar is showing. Here's the area of Hurricane Idalia. It's already producing feeder bands across, still raining across Cuba, also over toward the Miami-Dade area of Florida. Also just north of Tampa. This here is moving toward Jacksonville. Also, we got more showers and storms also moving toward the Panhandle of Florida. And some also moving as far west as portions of Alabama. Some of the moisture is. So, I see there all the way over toward Louisiana, even some moisture feeder bands coming off of this system as well. All the way back over toward Louisiana, all the way back toward the south of Atlanta. Also up toward Charlotte, North Carolina, toward Columbia, South Carolina. Some moisture moving in off of this system. We got a cold front extending here as well, also producing some showers and storms from just east of Pittsburgh down toward Knoxville, also down toward Alabama. But some of this, that front tapping into some of that Idalia moisture as well. All right, let's move up north here. We'll show you guys as well. Got a little bit north up here in portions of northern Maine, also up toward just east of Montreal. Also some up here in the Michigan region, just east of Grand Rapids, over toward Detroit, Michigan. Also just east of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. West Virginia, back down toward Knoxville, Tennessee. Also back over towards the Illinois region, just north of St. Louis. All right, we got a few scattered showers in southern Canada, a little bit over in portion of Montana, over toward Idaho as well. Got some showers and storms there. Also into portion of eastern Washington State. All right, we got some showers and storms also down here, just north of Oklahoma City. Also into portion of Texas. Also into New Mexico, as well. A little bit of northern Mexico and a little bit over in. But anyway, this is the big story here. This is where all the action going on right now is over the southeastern United States. Florida, you are in the main path of this storm. So if anybody in the Big Bend region or anywhere in Florida, you need to evacuate. If ordered, need to evacuate your location. Warning and advisory map for your location across the nation. All right, as you can see here, we got sorry about that, folks. But anyway, over here we got the air quality alert still in effect for Minnesota. Also over here in Nebraska, down in the northeast Texas, central Texas. Also over here in Oregon, portion of Nevada, and also over toward western California. Heat advisory, excessive heat warning in effect for central and southern California, and also western and southern portions of Arizona. We got a severe thunderstorm watch over here in portions of Montana and Idaho as well. Red flag warnings also in effect there as well for portions of Washington State, southern Idaho, portions of Wyoming, and northern portions of Montana. Wind advisories there as well in Montana and Oregon. High wind warnings in effect there as well. Let's see, special weather statements also in effect for portions of eastern portion of Wyoming. Fire weather watches in effect for you guys in Nevada and portion of California there as well. All right, we got excessive heat warnings also still ongoing here in portions of Texas, much of Louisiana, portions of Mississippi. Also some special weather statement for southeastern Texas. All right. Beach hazard statement still from New York State through Michigan, through Wisconsin, and also into northeastern areas of Minnesota. We have flood watches in effect from New York State all the way into West Virginia. We've got a flash flood warning there as well in portions of West Virginia. Coastal flood advisory for portions of the Washington, D.C. area and Philadelphia. Also, we have some special weather statements, hurricane statements for portions of Virginia down into portions of North Carolina. We got hurricane warnings, tropical storm warnings for the coastal waters, and also tropical storm watches and warnings extending from eastern North Carolina, the Outer Banks area, down through central and eastern South Carolina, all the way down into central and southern Georgia. Hurricane warnings in effect for portions of Florida back into portions of southern Georgia. Tropical storm warnings also in effect for much of Florida. Tropical storm watches also remain in effect for south portions of Florida. Hurricane statements there. Special marine warning, gale warnings also in effect. Tropical storm warnings for the south side around the Florida Keys. Tropical storm warnings there and tropical storm watches also. Hurricane warnings in effect for portion of west coast Florida back to the panhandle there as well for hurricane watches and warnings in effect there as well. Special marine warning also off the coast of Florida, and gale warnings for portions of Alabama back into southeast Louisiana. Coastal flood advisory there as well. All right, Alaska got some flood watches in effect for portions of Alaska. Special weather statements there as well for central and south. The Hawaii and Chain Island got some flood high surf warnings in effect for you guys. South, central and south. Gale warnings as well. North side, just only the flooded high surf warnings in effect for you guys. All right, now here's some information on Hurricane Idalia. Here is the tropical storm force winds. This area here is Franklin. You see Bermuda is going to get impacted. I've been saying that for many, many days. In many videos I have mentioned that you will get some tropical storm force winds, maybe even some hurricane impacts in Bermuda. All right, here's the center of the storm. This is the 100% area that will have tropical storm winds and hurricane force winds. Same thing in the portion of the Carolinas. We have about 5 to 5%, 5 to 10% there in the darker green to all the way to the coastal areas. You are to about 60 to 70% for tropical storm force winds. All right, let's move on to let's see here. Take a look at the surge, peak surge across and then we're going to take a look at the rainfall totals here in a little bit, and also the moderate and slight and marginal risk for flooding as well. All right, storm surges. We still have a lot of storm surges across the area. We have 1 to 3 feet in the yellow areas here. I mean, up to 1 to 3 feet over here. Up to 6 feet in the yellow areas here. And also in the orange up to 9 feet. The red area is up to 1 foot. And then 1 foot plus in the purple area, extending from the Akula River all the way down to the Yankeetown River as well. Also down and then back to 7 to 11 feet and 9 feet. And then there it goes from 4 to 6 feet. All the way down to 3 to 5 feet. Further south you go, Bonetta Beach, 2 to 4 feet, all the way down to East Cape Sable Beach, Florida. You got 1 to 3 feet and 1 to 2 feet across the Dry Tatega and also toward the Florida Keys there as well. All right, we got 1 to 3 feet from Flagler Beach all the way up to the mouth of the St. Mary's River. We got 2 to 4 feet extending from the south mouth of St. Mary's River all the way up to South Santee River. Then 1 to 3 feet extending from South Santee River to Beaufort Inlet. And then 2 to 4 feet in between. And then Drum Inlet up to Duck Island, North Carolina is in 1 to 3 feet at this time. But I would not be surprised to see this 2 to 4 feet maybe go on up a little further as these storm surges continue to pile water across the area rivers and also areas of the west coast portion of Florida. All right, let's take a look at the rainfall totals now across the southeastern United States. All right, as you can see here, here's the lighter greens. This is only about 1 to 2 inches of rain. This is where from over here in Mobile, Alabama to New Orleans, Louisiana to the Gulf of Mexico toward the Miami area, also toward the Orlando vicinity, Jacksonville, up toward Savannah. You're only going to get maybe about 1 to 2 inches of rain. The heaviest precipitation, if you're in the yellow, this extends all the way from the Gulf of Mexico all the way through Tallahassee, Florida, just east of there, through ports of South Carolina into just east of Charlotte, all the way back into portions just east of Raleigh, Durham, up into portions of the Cape Hatteras region, Wilmington, North Carolina area. This is the 4 to 6 inch rain. Anybody in the orange color from the Gulf of Mexico through Tallahassee, Florida, all the way through Augusta, Georgia, maybe up to Columbia, South Carolina, maybe over toward the Florence and Darlington vicinity, also into southeastern North Carolina, all the way over toward Cape Hatteras, North Carolina. You are in the 6 to 10 inch range for heavy precipitation in this region. If you were in the 2 to 4 inch range, you're in the green areas. Like I said, that's from Tampa Bay, just east of Tallahassee, also towards Charleston, South Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, back down toward just southeast of Atlanta. You may get 2 to 4 inches of rain, but in the lighter green, like I said, you're only going to get about 1 to 2 inches. But the heaviest precipitation is in the yellow and orange. So anybody, like I said, anybody from Tallahassee, Florida, through the Carolinas, all the way out to the Outer Banks of North Carolina, right not too far near the center of the storm, that's where you're going to get the heaviest precipitation falling, and also the strongest winds as well. Let's take a look at the flash flooding potential. This is from the okay, flash flooding potential. Anybody from in the let's see, we're going to do the green areas first. This is a marginal risk. This extends from Key West, Florida through Miami, Orlando, Jacksonville, just south of Savannah. All right, Mobile, Alabama, Montgomery, Birmingham, up toward Richmond and Norfolk, Virginia, east of Nashville. You're in the marginal risk for flash flooding. If you live in Roanoke, Virginia, through Knoxville, Tennessee, just east of Chattanooga, Atlanta, Georgia, alrighty, toward Charlotte, North Carolina, toward Raleigh, Durham, over toward Hatteras, North Carolina. All right, and just west of Tampa Bay, you're in a slight risk for flash flooding. But if you live in Tallahassee, Florida, through Augusta, Georgia, I would say Columbia, South Carolina, toward Wilmington, North Carolina, toward Lumberton, North Carolina as well, you are in a moderate risk for flash flooding. And that's why we have flash flood watches issued for much of the area, because there'll be a lot of rainfall will be dumped out of this system, and there will be a lot of flooding going on across this area here. All right, we're going to take a look at the Storm Prediction Center here real quick, and then we're going to wrap up this video. As you can see, everything still looks the same, pretty much. There's some general thunderstorms from Pennsylvania through the southeast down into Florida. There's our Hurricane Idalia. There's our white boxes over here in that slight risk and marginal risk for severe weather. Over in that MDS discussion, currently none. Storm reports as of this afternoon. Severe damaging winds was pretty much the main threat. Tornado, we had 0. Wind report was 11. Hail report was 0. So that made just 11 wind report. That's down along the Florida Keys. Also, we're in portion of Oklahoma, Idaho, and Washington State. And let's take a look at the fire weather real quick. We still got elevated risk over here in portions of Oklahoma, Texas, also into portions of Idaho, and also into portions of Montana. All right. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed this video. Hope everybody continue to stay safe and well. Enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Like these videos, share these videos, consider subscribing, and we'll catch you back in the next video. Take care, everyone.